I'll get started, but I'll wait for Alma because I
Okay.
can't do anything. I can't do anything without trustee Alma.
Okay.
Top.
Okie dokie. We
All
can
right.
start now, and if Mary Jane joins us a little late, that'll be all right.
Okay.
I will,
Before,
pardon?
Hillary, are you recording?
Hillary, you're muted.
Maybe.
Yes,
Are
Hillary?
you getting ready to record? Oh,
I
here's
am
MJ.
already recording.
You are recording. Oh, okay.
MJ.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So now I'm hoping everybody can hear us. I call the meeting of the August 11th meeting of the Belleville Area District Library Board to order at 7:35 p.m. Welcome, everyone. Our first order of business is our roll call, and for that I defer to Alma.
Okay. Priest,
Here.
Jehevitz,
Here.
Stoudemire,
Here.
Peters.
Here,
I didn't see Dawson.
you're
She's
muted.
muted.
You're
Here.
muted,
She's
Dawson.
here.
She's here.
Okay, and Alma Hughes Grubbs here.
Right. And excused absence for John Jarita. And we have an agenda that has been circulated with your packet. We're at the point of the point to approve that agenda so we can get started with our meeting.
I motion that we approve the agenda.
I
So
second it.
It's moved by Stoudemire and supported by Priest that the agenda be approved. Is there any comments before we take the vote? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Roll
call.
Aye.
Roll
All
call.
those-
Call vote.
Oh, roll call. I cannot. Roll call vote. There you go, Alma. You gotta work.
Okay. Priest,
Aye.
Jehevitz,
Yes.
Stoudemire,
Yes.
Dawson,
Yes.
Peters,
Yes.
Hughes Grubbs, yes.
Good. The agenda is approved unanimously. And now it's time for approval of the minutes. Here they are.
I make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
There is a motion by Dawson to approve the minutes from July 14th.
Second.
And there's support from Stoudemire. And now, so it's properly moved and seconded, and if there's any comments or corrections, now is the time to bring them up. Anyone? We were very productive last go round. I don't hear any other comments, so therefore we will take a roll call vote on approval of the minutes. Alma?
Okay. Priest,
Yes.
Jehevitz,
Yes.
Stoudemire,
Yes.
Dawson,
Yes.
Peters,
Yes.
Hughes Grubbs, yes.
The agenda is approved with no dissenting votes. So now we move to public comment, and I do see that Rosemary has joined us. That's the one member of the public. Is there any comment? Anyone of the public wishes to comment? And I see Rosemary is still muted. So it looks to me like we don't have any public comments for our meeting tonight. But we do have committee reports. And the building committee has been busy again, so I'll call on Joy.
Well, I cannot find my file where I wrote all these extensive notes. So I am left with that with my memory, which is never good. I know we received the numbers for what's left in our contingency fund. We have, I'm not going to be good at this.
Well, without the paper in front of you, I think we did revisit it, but we can all help you with memory, and maybe Mary Jo has some. Do you have written notes with you?
We did look at those amounts and I would have to go back to look exactly at how much we had left, but we had.
I found one of them.
Okay.
The owner contingency is about 250,000, and the construction contingency is almost 500,000. So we are doing fine when it comes to all of that.
As I recall, we talked for a long time about DTE, and then we talked again about the boilers.
Yes, and there's not anything really new with the boilers. DT, I guess not anything new either, except for Dean is working around where the pole is going to be taken out so that it won't affect the water, what is that called?
Drainage,
Thank you.
water. What is?
Stormwater
You're on
detention.
mute.
Yes.
You're on mute, Mary Jane. Mary Jane was telling us, but I can't hear her.
It was the detention pond.
Thank you.
Thing.
And I don't know if I have anything to add to that. That's the short notes. But somebody else may have something in their memory.
I think the building committee consensus was because DTE could not obtain easements across the alley from us to basically concede to have the power poles relocated within our parking lot area onto the traffic islands in order to move this forward. But I think we're still waiting for DTE.
Everything.
So does the city still have to sign off on that?
I need to find out from the city. They're joint owners of the parking lot, so they might have to sign as well as us.
I haven't had a chance to talk to Dean since then either, but we did feel that, and I think all of us felt pretty strongly that going with this decision simplifies things quite a bit. Excuse me. I'm choking here. So this was the approach that would be the most expeditious for us. And I think those were the two things that I remember, the DTE and then the boiler, which just moved us to the point where we can get to moving with that, and 15 minutes to discuss. And I had to leave at the end. Mary Jane?
This was just a minor thing that Dan talked about, that the plaques on the benches were the wrong color, so they were going to have to be replaced.
And they got new ones, I think.
I believe the new ones are in and we're waiting for them to come out to install them.
Yeah. So we're on some of the little things as well as still some big things. I wanted to ask also, it wasn't so much in this past meeting, but I just wanted to ask Mary Joe, where we stand with Sumter, if anywhere.
We are hoping to reopen the branch at the same time we open the second floor of the library. It's a very similar discussion regarding how to provide computer service to people and how to be able to help people while still being able to maintain a 6-foot distance. But it's, I have a staff reopening committee who is meeting, and they're really pushing hard to figure out, the best way to do more reopening. But part of it is adding some Sumter branch hours as well as some second floor computer use and browsing.
The good thing about that spot is that it does have ventilation from the outside. Open a window and maybe push some air through.
Yeah, the biggest problem with the branch is that the occupancy requirements that we have, because we can only be 25% occupancy, which puts us at about five people can be at the branch at one time.
Or less. Yeah.
That'll probably be 5 very happy people though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that would still include the staff, right? 5 total or 3?
Six including the staff.
Okay.
6 total if you count this little staff area.
Well, it's just that that's something we consider right along with the rest of that probably will come out in the director's report as well. In fact, maybe I jumped the gun by asking
That's okay.
for it now. But I don't think there was anything else at the building committee that I can recall. So we could move to the bylaws committee, and our bylaws chair, John Juriga, is not here tonight, and I don't think he had a committee report. And our finance committee, I am formalizing right here that Tanya Stoudemire will be the chair of our finance committee. And fortunately for her, she came on the month after we had to do all the budget and stuff.
Right. So I have no report.
Lovely. Marketing committee, Alma.
At this time,
Okay. We did have a good discussion last, with the committee of the whole, or the whole board had a good discussion last time and got us about as far as we can get at this time about what that our future activities, our future community celebrations are going to be in the distant future. Personnel committee, Linda.
No report.
And policy committee, Mary Jane.
I don't have anything to report. I did want to just give you guys a little tidbit. Last week, my husband and I had dinner at BYC with Mr. and Mrs. Atchison, the elder Mr. and Mrs. Atchison, and they're very delighted with how the library looks from the outside. They're just waiting to be able to get inside and see what it looks like. But
How long are
they usually stay till sometime after Halloween, late October, early November. They go back to Nevada. But I thank them again for their very generous donations. I said, it's really made a big difference in what we were able to do and things we were able to put back into the building project. And they both had great big grins. So I just wanted to tell you that.
Good.
Good.
But
Get the sign up, the
report.
Edison family sign before they might leave. So even if they're not around for whenever we have the grand opening, we can for sure perhaps get them in here with some masks on so they could see it.
he's very careful
Good to know.
about where they go. You know, they're in, as he said, we're in that group. And she has some health problems. So he's very careful about where he takes her and how many people are around. We just happened to be lucky that night. We were sitting there at an empty table and we were the only ones there, and they walked in and
Well,
asked him to sit with us. So it was nice.
good. Good. Well, good. That's a good report.
You kind of garbled,
And
Sharon.
freezing. Your picture's
Now
frozen.
we'll move on to our business. We don't have a lot of extra. Can you hear me now? Can you hear
That's
me?
better.
Better.
Let's move quick then. The check register, the approval of
Accounts payable?
accounts payable. I couldn't get my word. Accounts payable.
I make a
motion that we
motion.
approve.
I'll second.
Who made the
Motion
motion?
by
I'm sorry.
Stoudemire, support by Dawson, that the accounts payable as presented be approved. Before we take the vote, are there any questions? Hearing none, we have a roll call vote, and for that I will call on Alma.
Priest,
Approve.
Stoudemire,
Yes.
Dawson,
Yes.
Jehevitz,
Yes.
Peters,
Yes.
Hughes Grubbs. Yes.
The accounts payable has been approved with no dissenting votes. And I call the board's attention to the pay register for the building project. That's in for everybody's approved and discussed in the building committee, and through approvals from Mary Jo and Dan, and we're moving right along, and our budget, we're within where we should be. We're doing well with our budget. So that takes care of much of our agenda, but actually one of the most interesting, though, the time we get to be filled in the most is the director's report, and that's what we have now. So it's all yours, Mary.
Fading out, Sharon.
You're fading out,
Take it
so
away.
I'll take over.
Am I in? It says unstable. I don't know, something about my internet, and I'm back home. I came all the way
Okay.
from Mackinac City today so that I'd have stronger internet. Well,
Okay, our library started doing grab and go service. We rolled that out at the end of July. We began by very, very gently publicizing it through people who called us up or people who were coming to pick up books on using our curbside service, so we could kind of get some of the bugs worked out. We have been slowly publicizing that. We have put it out on Facebook, etc. Rosemary, I think we sent a little update to you about it. If not, let me know. And I included in your board pack the little reopening services blurb we have about all of the services that we are currently providing for people and what the requirements are. So if you are in our building, you must have a face mask on. Current hours for that are Monday through Saturday from 11 until 6. We do have the 25% occupancy limit. So far, that has not been a problem, but we have stationed someone at the front door to, number one, make sure people are coming in with a mask on, welcome them. So to do a tally of who's coming in and who's going, so that we're making sure that we're within the law. And it's called Grab and Go for a reason. We're encouraging people to come in and browse on the first floor, the new books, the movies, audio books, the children's materials. But we have put all chairs away, so it's not, you're not going to be able to sit and read the newspaper or, sit and play with toys in the kids' room at this point. It's just not safe. Continuing to quarantine our books when they're returned. We're quarantining them for 3 days. I actually attended an interesting webinar regarding the REALM study, which I believe REALM stands for Reopening Archives, Libraries, and Museums, where they actually tested different library type materials to see how long the COVID virus can last on the material. It was a very lengthy webinar. It got into a lot of detail that I won't bore you with, but in short, first of all, as far as I know, there's not been a known case of this virus being transmitted through any kind of library material. The majority of items after 2 days, the virus is not measurable. It's still detectable on some items, but not measurable. And after 4 days, it's not detectable at all.
Mary Jo, so you aren't you aren't doing the quarantining for 4 days.
Not at this time.
Yeah, we are, and I hate it because it's. Could you send me? Do you have that archived? Did they send you an archived version? If they did,
I saw it on. It was they put it on YouTube, so they might have a.
Okay.
Yeah, they did not give specific recommendations, but.
But MLA is recommended.
MLA, my Michigan Library Association is recommending 4 days. And I just am not sure that.
Well, I don't think you need to, but I'm just I'm irritated that we are.
Yeah. So the one interesting thing about this, for those who were attending the webinar, they had, and it was predominantly, there were a couple of people from out of country, but predominantly it was all libraries in the United States. They asked what percentage were reopened versus just partially, reopened versus only have staff in the building, etc. And 38% have partially reopened to some extent. So I'm very happy that we're part of the 38%. We're not quite a majority yet. We are running our heating and cooling system right now in 24/7 mode in order to make sure that there's more air exchange flowing through the building. So that's one of the other things that we have done in order to help mitigate COVID. As I said earlier, we've got a group of staff members who are working through how to reopen further. And we have a big, long list of things to do that we're working through. One of them is to get some software so that we can remotely help people, something like GoToMeeting, where if someone's having a problem on their computer workstation, we can help them without having to, sit next to them for an hour so that they can, so we can still help with that.
BrainFuse lets you do that?
No, we would really use something like GoToMeeting.
Oh, okay.
George, our technology manager, is examining that. And then just working on all of the physical operations, making sure we have the proper signage, working on the branch, how to schedule for that, and how to deal with all of the occupancy issues, plexiglass, etc. We welcomed back Jason to our staff. He worked with us many years ago as a security back when we contracted for that service. That company had since gone out of business, but he was very good, very professional, lives in the area. And so we hired him again to do a multitude of things, security being one of them, but also probably some facilities and maintenance type issues too. Also welcoming back Lindsay to our library, Lindsay Lohr. who's going to be filling in as needed. She just graduated from college. What Joy was talking about, Brain Fuse, those are two products from Brain Fuse that we just purchased for the library for the public to be able to use. One is called Job Now, and the other one is called Help Now. And I put a couple of flyers about it in your packet to talk about all the courses that are available. There are, live, you can talk with someone live. You can have live for Help Now. So it's homework help, study help. It's ages, elementary school through adult. There's a writing lab, language lab. The other product, Job Now, has some resume experts that can help you, and also interview coaches who can help coach you on how to successfully navigate an interview tips. Templates that you can use. That's a big question that we have in libraries is, usually people trying to write up their resume, and they usually need, frequently will like that. And so far, we've been with the librarians have been exploring all of these items, and they've been very excited about these products.
Yeah, the Help Now part was the one that I wondered. That's what I thought. It has that that you can collaborate and meet, and I thought that might be useful for that.
We'll check into that too. I know he's checking a couple of things, and he has one source that I can't remember what it's called now, that he really likes, that we're looking at right now. We've got a 2-week evaluation of it that we're working with. And then I gave you a hopefully interesting article to read. And I found it interesting that the audiobooks are overtaking ebooks.
Yeah.
Not so much, it's not eating into physical books, but it is eating into the ebook market. So I thought that was kind of.
People find it comforting when they're ill, probably, to have an audiobook.
Yeah.
I love audiobooks. I'm a heavy user, and it's because you can do stuff with your hands, body while you're listening to one.
Yeah, I did find that interesting, the article that you added in, as always, and appreciate the filling us all in with the report. Are there any questions to Mary Jo from her director's report?
No.
Very interesting.
We appreciate it. And now we come into the time in the agenda. Actually, I did have a comment. This Help Now and Jobs Now thing, these are expanded areas of services that I didn't fully understand we had resources in our library for. So these are the kind of things that as board members we can let other people know are available.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah, particularly at this time. But now we're at the point of the agenda for trustee comments. And so I'm going to start with Joy.
Well, I just want to give a shout out to all of the staff working together to create an opening plan that they are comfortable with and is fitting the governor's guidelines, and they're moving forward.
Good. Next is Mary Jane.
Hi. I don't really have anything. I guess I gave my trustee comment about the Atchison's too early.
Well, that was good news anyway. Thank you. Tanya?
Yes, Mary Jo sent me a copy of the budget. So I had a chance to review it over the weekend, and we are fiscally sound. But we're going to meet together before the next meeting just to go over a few things that I had as it related to the capital budget.
Good. Welcome back. We saved your place.
You guys have done a great job, so.
Yeah, well, it's a Mary Jo thing in the main. Linda?
I was in the library last week to pick up a Hold book, and it was really nice just to be back in the building. But I was really amazed how well it ran. You know, I picked up my little bag with my book in it, and it was very nice, and people were very friendly. So I think you guys are doing a great job. And I also wondered if anybody's reading anything good that I can put on hold next. I just finished The Road from Corrine. Really a good book it's a true story written by a woman who was the president of Smith College. It's about her life in Australia. Really great book. So if anybody has any good ones, let me know.
I just read The Water Dancer, which was the book that the African American Book Club used this past month. Debbie Green's group used.
Okay.
It's very good. It's by Ta-Nehisi Coates.
Thank you.
That's what I read during the time up in the woods. Well, that's good. We're talking about books. That's good. Alma, my dear?
Well, just hope everybody is continuing to stay safe and to wish John and Debbie a happy anniversary.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, on that ending, I'm just pleased. I'm glad we were able to have this quick meeting in August. We'll have to tell John that because he wasn't here, we're finishing by before 8:15.
Wow, it's amazing.
Yes.
Sharon,
Yeah.
you need to tell him the meeting's still going on because he wasn't here to ask for it to be adjourned.
You know, that's right. We won't, and that was my next thing to say. Since John isn't here, we don't have anybody to ask to. So somebody can do that.
Make a motion that we adjourn the meeting, Madam Chair.
All those, I think there's whatever.
I
there's
second.
There, it's seconded, it's moved along, it's non-debatable. All those in favor?
I'll
Aye.
second.
Opposed?
John always does it, so we don't
Okay.
even know how to do it.
We heard that, Tanya.
Well, it is non-debatable, and
Yes.
John always gets such joy in asking for the adjournment that we've almost lost knowing how to do it without him.
You're frozen again, Sharon.
Okay, I think,
Uh-oh, is she gone?
Oh, did we lose her?
I think so. I think,
I thought she was posing for a portrait.
Well, goodbye, everybody.
all right, goodbye.
Good night.
Okay,
Good night. Have a good
good
evening.
night.
All right, good night.